Good day, grade 8s. We are busy with the solar system part 2. I'm Mrs. Milani Lowe and I'm going to talk to you about the sun and also the Earth's position in the solar system. So what you already know, just to recap on what you learned last week or the previous lesson, we know that the sun is our closest star. The sun is very important for life on Earth as it provides us with light and heat, in other words, with energy. Then we know that the sun is located at the very center of our solar system. And the Earth, which is one of the 8 planets and other objects, orbit the sun. And then the objects around the sun are held in orbit by the force of gravity. So you are familiar with this picture of the solar system with the sun right at the center, with the planets orbiting the sun, and there you can also see the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and then from time to time we can also see comets approaching the sun. And then what is very important in this picture is that you should know that Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun, and that is what we are going to look at this afternoon. So the first question we need to ask is, where does the sun's energy come from? We need the sun's energy, but where does that energy come from? So the sun basically consists of hydrogen. And the energy in our sun is produced when these hydrogen molecules fuse together to form helium atoms. So hydrogen molecules fuse together to form helium atoms. And these reactions are very powerful nuclear reactions, and they release huge amounts of energy. And that is how the sun produces its own energy. And then this process is called nuclear fusion. So you should know that nuclear fusion is the way in which the sun produces its energy by fusing hydrogen molecules together to form helium atoms. And this energy is extremely important for the survival of living organisms on Earth. So what you should now know about the Earth is that Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun, and from all the 8 planets in our solar system, only Earth is able to support life. And we want to go and look at why Earth is able to support life and none of the other planets. So we know that we get energy from the sun, but there must be other reasons as well for the Earth to be able to support life. So let us look at the first condition. The first condition for Earth to be able to support life is the perfect temperature. The Earth is just the right distance from the sun. We've just said that the Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun. So the Earth is not very close to the sun, but it's also not very far away from the sun. So that means that the Earth has the ideal temperature range to support life. So we know that Earth's average temperature is a moderate 15 degrees Celsius, meaning that the Earth is not too hot for life to be sustained, and it's not too cold. So because of the perfect distance that the Earth is from the sun, the Earth has an ideal temperature to support life. So Earth is not too hot and not too cold, so all living organisms can survive on Earth. We know that the Earth, if you look at this picture below, that there are hotter and colder areas on Earth, but in average, the Earth has just the perfect temperature for most organisms to survive on Earth. Condition number 2 is that water is available in 3 phases on Earth. So because of Earth's ideal temperature, water exists on Earth as a solid, a gas, and a liquid. So we find water in the solid phase, in the ice caps and snow and all that kind of things on Earth. We also find water as water vapor in the clouds, and that's in the gaseous phase. And then very importantly is that we find liquid water on Earth that we do not find on any other planet. Liquid water in our oceans and rivers. We know that plants and animals live in oceans and rivers. It's their habitat, but we also need liquid water to sustain life. So liquid water is very important to sustain life. If the earth was much colder, all the water would have been frozen, and then it wouldn't have been able to sustain life. And on the other hand, if earth was much hotter, all the water would have been water vapor, and then also we could not sustain life without having liquid water on earth. The third condition why the earth can sustain life is the presence of our sun's sunlight. And we know that the sun provides the energy in the food chain. We know the sun is the main source of energy for the earth. And we know that the sun's energy is necessary for green plants to photosynthesize and to produce food for all the other consumers in a food chain. So the producers, the plants, convert the energy of the sun into food or glucose. You learned about that in term 1. So sunlight is extremely important to sustain life on earth, because that is what we need to produce, or that is what plants need to produce food for the food chains. The last and the fourth condition why life can be supported on earth is the presence of oxygen. We know that in the Earth's atmosphere, we find oxygen, and oxygen is extremely important for respiration. So you also learned in term 1 that respiration is the process through which living organisms convert food into energy for all their life processes. So the glucose we get from plants, together with the oxygen that we inhale, forms carbon dioxide and water, but most importantly, it provides us with the energy that we need for all our life processes. So without oxygen in the atmosphere, Earth wouldn't have been able to sustain life. So let us recap. There are 4 conditions that support life on Earth. The first one is the Earth's distance from the sun provides the ideal temperature range to support life. So in other words, Earth is not too cold or not too hot, so it can support life. Because of the distance we are from the sun, it provides us with an ideal temperature range. Then secondly, water is available on Earth as either a liquid or a gas or a solid, and that is because we have this perfect temperature range. So liquid water is available to sustain life. That is the second condition. The third condition on Earth that makes it possible for life to be sustained is sunlight that provides the energy in the food chains. And then lastly is we have oxygen in our atmosphere that is available for respiration. So I hope you learned a lot today. So you can now go over to the quiz and answer the questions there. Thank you for listening, and good luck with the quiz. Thank you.